Oh no, that was definitely big. Last week obviously wasn't to our standard, and we came out and made a lot of plays this week. So that's always good and that's encouraging. Just got to build off it. Yeah. So pretty much, I seen it was flow. So pretty much four guys one way. So I knew if anything come back, I was going back. But yeah, and I seen the dude out of my peripheral. The receiver or whatever, but I didn't think he was gonna throw it, and so he did though, and yeah, picked it, and the rest is history. Last time I scored his touchdowns, high school. Yeah, because I didn't score one in college. Yeah, high school. It was pretty sweet. Besides giving the ball my first pick six to the fan, but in the moment, I wish I would have kept it, but I'm sure it made his year. Ah, no, I don't think I've ever had it like that, but that was pretty sweet. They said they come in bunches, so it was sweet. Nah, I'm gonna let I'll just keep the jersey and I'll keep the memory. I'm sure the guy that got the ball, I'm sure he'll enjoy it. So if I can make his day, I'm fine with that. I felt like it was just coming out knowing that last week wasn't our standard, and we knew we had to get better. And obviously, there's still mistakes out there this week, but it's a lot better cleaning them up after a win. And we just came out and played our style, stingy.
Roquan, today's a perfect example of how takeaways can be contagious. How do you make sure that that continues from this week into next week?
Just practice habits, busting our tails each and every day to the ball, and then just making plays on the ball when they come, and not taking no for an answer. It means a lot to the defense being able to get out there, celebrate amongst each other, gets the fans into it, gets everyone into it, and it just brings a different level of energy. And we keep that; it becomes contagious. So. Yeah, you definitely miss it when it don't happen, but it's sweet when it does. I think that was just playing good calls by coach, and I think it was just doing our jobs and being aggressive and making plays. It was pretty sweet. Took me back to my high school days, so it was sweet. Wasn't thinking about that. It's Andy. Not sure what happened, but I don't really worry too much about that. Whoever's in there, I'm rooting behind the guy. But we knew defense was up first, so we was more so focused on that, going out there and getting a stop. Oh yeah, pretty much. No one stopped me, so came through pretty free. So credit to 57 Cheese, made a great under move, so left me free. So it was pretty sweet. We just have to be smart. We celebrate amongst each other, and we can't be all into other guys' face, trying to embarrass those guys or anything like that. But new rule. We're all learning the rule, but yeah, we just can't make those mistakes. If the ref calls a flag, it's a flag. So that's how I live. Everyone's perspective is different. So, some people feed off, talking trash to guys, but it's just more so, I think, the gestures, mannerisms, different things like that, as opposed to actually speaking. You can still speak. It's just, doing things in people's faces, which is, it is what it is.
Bro, did you guys reopen Club Dub?
Clubbed up, yeah, it was reopened, free admission, so you missed out. No, it don't personally. It don't bother me because I feel like you play in between the whistles. So he made a good play. Hey, he in the league. He's getting paid. So I'm gonna come back and get him if he do make a good play on me. Oh heck no.
Roquan, y'all obviously played really well today, turned the ball over, but did get a little tight in the end, gave up some deep ball down the sideline, and you guys had the short field after the interception. What's the key to kind of slamming the door shut, kind of putting the exclamation mark on such a great day at work?
I think that's just finishing the job. Starting. It's not a sprint; it's a marathon, and I think that's just every guy finishing their job. They're gonna make plays. They're professionals, but it's just about putting the fire out when the fire do come. How we stuck together as a defense. There was a lot of adversity we faced last week. A lot of people saying this and that, but we don't really care about that. It's about the guys that's in that locker room and the guys that's on that defense. And we was more so worried about that, knowing playing to the best of all of our ability. We knew if we do that, a lot of great things could happen. Uh, you know, Last week was last week. Not too worried about it. We lost, so I just know this week was a win. So at the end of the day, regardless of how things happen, a W is a W, a L is a L. It's just about keeping poise. Those guys made plays. We were being stingy all game, but there was time due for a player or two, so they made plays, and it's just about getting back out there, bowling our necks, and staying strong. Win, but if I was being technical, I haven't really looked at film. I'll have to look back at film and kind of go from there because it's tough, in the moment. So I'll look back. That's a question for a later day.
Good. All right, so to get started, obviously we're excited about the win. I think that what a credit to Coach Desai and the defensive guys that come out here and get 4 straight turnovers. We talked about the turnover battle, the takeaway battle, winning that 4-1, getting after Joe Burrow, great quarterback, affecting them up front, and taking advantage, of these opportunities. You got it when you win the turnover battle. You usually have a great shot to win. So Eddie had the forced fumble, 38 picked it up. Gibson. Roquan with the pick 6, Jalen with his interception, all consecutively, right? And then ending it with Ogletree creating some pressure to get the ball, and then Blackson with the pick. I thought that one of the things that we challenged our guys this week was to be able to swarm, run around and fly around and swarm. And I felt that down there, and that was awesome. The sideline was going crazy, and it felt good. That's the part that we liked. Being able to not take advantage of that as an offense in the red zone states the obvious. So big picture, when you look back, and I'll be ready to look at the tape and see the why part behind it, but I just felt like there was 4 or 5 big plays where we missed some chunks, whatever it is, whether it was a penalty or whether it was something else. Offensively, 4 or 5 plays that, man, if we could just have those, and that's the if. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. And that's where, when you have a defense that's doing what they did today, we have to be able to get more. And that's where I think we're going to really hit that hard this week and see the why part. But that's the 2 things that jumped out to me. Yeah, so Andy's deal was he was running on the sideline. I didn't even see it, but I guess he was untouched when he went out of bounds. And so hurt himself a little bit there. And then he came out the next series, and I noticed on some of he took a sack, and I saw he was kind of limping a little bit. So, we got it looked at, and then he went in at halftime, and then coming back out, he would have been he was our backup. So but he would have been able to go in an emergency. But as the quarters went on, it was getting a little bit sore. So we'll see. We'll know more here in the next 24, 48 hours as to where he's at and everything. But he's tough, man. He's for him to still go out there. And I thought the first drive, man, it was so great to be able to go out there and get that first drive right down the field and score a touchdown. And then we were kind of moving the ball, and then that happened. And so there's the example of making sure that you're always one play away, right, for everybody, every position. So then Justin came in, and I thought he did it was at the end of the second quarter. He did a good job with just trying to get in and out of the huddle, get the play calls in, and then there's things that we'll all learn from this second half, the third and fourth quarter. But at the end, all that said, you kind of feel the momentum shifting. And they get to touchdown, the long touchdown pass, and then we go 3 and out, and then there's a pick, and all this stuff's going. Well, you have the pick and then the touchdown, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd down, and Justin makes a great play with his legs, and that's things that he can do. He can extend plays, and I thought it was a great effort by him to get the first, and then for us to get the first down with David in 4 minutes with the offensive line when we needed to. Those were the bright spots. So we got a lot of room to grow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, again, they're looking at that tomorrow in the next couple of days, but I'm pretty sure that we can rule that out. But I hate to, I didn't look at anything yet, so don't state me yet, but I'm pretty sure that's ruled out.
Now, the defense bounced back as far as dominance goes, but as far as discipline goes,
yeah.
did you just say good job, or do you harp on
No, we harp on it. And so we had the 2 big ones, right, to get. Both of them were to get off the field. One was a taunting with clapping, and then the other one was the one out of bounds where we hit Burrow. So those affect you, right? And today to be able to come out with a win, but we talk about them with these guys, and I think like you fight so hard, and they played their tails off today. They played so hard, the defense. And then just you look back at those 2 drives, they extended a little bit. So you hate to have that, but we're always talking about it. Our guys know it. They understand it. You just got to do it. So. Yes and no. Be smart, but play football. And like the last play there when he got that first down, he was physical, and couple runs there that we had in the red zone where he had that run to the left. So just be smart. I mean, that's part of his game. He's able to do that and use his legs. But at the same point in time, you know, depending on however Andy was, and then we always have an emergency quarterback too. Yeah. No, that's when we get with Sam and with him, we'll find out. There's communication issues, whether it's on a certain cadence. Somebody thinks it's on one cadence and somebody thinks it's on another. Sometimes you just forget. There's different things that go into it, but again, that's all kind of a part of the process. And to have that happen in the red zone there, tight like that, it kicked us back five more yards and made it 3rd and 10 or 11. So we'll get that fixed. And what's that? Not yet. No, we'll get to that and see. There's always communicate. Like somebody did something, whether it was, hey, it was on this. I thought it was on this. You heard that. You know, but we'll get that fixed.
Once you knew at halftime that the
Mm-hmm.
Did you attempt to adjust your scheme or your game plan at all? Did you highlight some plays?
Yeah. We have some things on the sheet that we like, and that whether it's type of play calls. Based off of formations, motions, shifts, personnels, and stuff like that. When you get out there in this situation and you're the backup quarterback and you don't have all those practice reps and you get thrown in the mix, the last thing you want to do to that guy is make him start thinking about how to call formation, motion, shift. You want him to be able to play fast. So we had to adjust a little bit because of the situation of coming in like he did, and that's just all part of it. I'll come back. Go ahead.
If Andy has to go,
Mm-hmm.
are you comfortable with everything you can take this thing over? I know it's sooner than you would hope.
Right.
Expected, but are you at that point?
Again, like I said with Justin, he's probably further along than we thought at this point right now. So if that's the case, then we feel good about it. And Justin he's worked really, really hard to get to this point. Even today, like in that moment as a rookie coming on in that situation, super calm, super cool. And even after the interception, when that dropper he dropped in the zero look, made the play, he was very cool coming out there and knowing to try to make a play. But he's done that his whole career. Like that doesn't fluster him. So that's a strength that he has. So we'll see where everything goes and where it's at. But for sure, if Justin, he's done what we've asked him to do, and we feel good with him. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, staying aggressive. That's kind of our mindset. Like if you run the ball, you don't get it, then you make them use a timeout, but you're not even giving yourself a chance to get the first down. So we're going to stay aggressive with our mentality of how we do that. We want to be smart with the play call and what it is, right? And every play call, we talk throughout the week, and we know what we're going to and what we're not. But we're going to try to stay more on the aggressive side in that situation. Sorry. Yeah, those guys, I'm so proud of them. They took it personal. They were a little bit pissed off of how it went last week. They weren't happy about it. And when you're a good football player and you get pissed off, you normally come back and you play pretty well, and that's what they did. So now the challenge now is going to be to take that into the next week, right? And then become that dominant defense, which they know they can be. And then we got to do the same thing with the offense and then the special teams and have it complementary. But when the coaches on defense worked with these guys, they talked to them, they stayed positive with them. They challenged them. They challenged them all week long. And then you saw it in practice. And when they started swarming in practice and running around, if you do that in practice, you'll do that in the game. Yeah, and that's a credit to Coach Desai and our defensive coaches, and then the players disguising how they need to. I'll just say this: Joe Burrow has an unbelievably bright future ahead of him, and I think he had a streak going of like not throwing many interceptions, for the short streak that he's had in his short career. But I know this much: he's a good player, and that's what we want to do. We want to be able to take advantage of that. But he'll bounce back, and he'll be just great. No, I didn't even see it. I was looking down for the next play, so I had to ask because I didn't see. I was kind of blocked, and so we'll see it on tape. And some, that's football, but that's kind of some of those ones that you have. There was other ones throughout the game, and I know this. I'll never, with our guys, man. Our guys care. They care, and it is what it is. You respond from it, and then you do everything you can to come back. And probably very similar to how it went with the defense last week. Our offensive guys are going to be motivated to get better and to be more productive. And Allen Robinson, I think we all know what we think about him and who he is. And I know he's going to come back really strong.
Two more. Now you spent the offseason, the preseason, trying to come up with good places to put Justin Fields in the game. Place where it makes sense. For him to come in not an ideal situation, what did you learn about him? And was there ever such a thing as the perfect time to play?
Well, so the one thing that Justin does do with Coach Flip after every practice is he gets every rep from practice with the ones on his own and with some of the guys in the back. So he's mentally getting the mental reps, and then he's physically making the throws. It's just not with the defense out there. So being prepared and understanding where he's at and when he comes in. Again, I'm going to credit Justin for always being. He was very prepared to come in as a rookie and just be in and out of that huddle and see things. This is the first time that he's truly going in every play and seeing these different defenses on third down, bringing pressure, knowing where to go with the ID protection, different things like that. So that's great for us to be able to now take that and for him to see it and learn from that. And he'll do that because he cares. What's that? I'm not going to get into any of that. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Not designed. It seems like at times the offense in the past 4 years has had to have everything work perfect. When you have a guy that can take off running like that, it could be that nothing went perfect.
Yeah.
How much does that, and it's still is a positive flip, how much does that change?
Yeah, no, it's very big and it's nice. I mean, go back to the preseason. I go back to his touchdown run that he had at home when he ran to the left for the touchdown. The play wasn't there. And the guy that we fell down on that, and he scrambled around, went to the left, and made it a good play. So it's nice to have that, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to go up and trade for him and get him. And now we've asked him to do everything he can to prepare himself. If the time comes to be the starter, he's done that, and now we just got to evaluate everything. But I'm super proud of him. I think he did a great job, and we're going to keep growing and learning.
Thanks, guys.
Yep, no problem.
No, they were showing cover zero at first, and our hot on that cover zero check was a shallow. So I mean that was just a great play call by the defense, and they showed cover zero and they popped out linebackers right where I was supposed to throw the ball. So I really can't do anything about that. But just got to move on and keep getting better. I mean, you can't forget. I mean, you can't really control that. That's in the past, and my main focus was just to secure the win and keep going for real. So.
Justin, could you talk about how comfortable you felt out there, especially coming out in the second half, knowing you were going to be selected?
I mean, yeah, I just try to have the mentality of play like practice. So when I'm out on the practice field with my teammates, I try to play every play like a game, and I just try to keep that calm mindset and calm mentality to just not make the moment bigger than it is, and just go out there and play football, because that's all it is at the end of the day. I mean, yes, that's my fault. Those are mistakes, rookie mistakes. But the refs said I was flinching a little bit, so I guess I can't flinch. So I know that now, and hopefully it won't happen again. I mean, yeah, it was crazy. I mean, you're constantly told, be ready. You never know what may happen, and it happened. Of course, Andy came out, and then I just got thrown in. So I think I was pretty prepared, but there were definitely mistakes made out there, and I'm just gonna go watch the film and learn from those mistakes. So yeah.
Did I see Andy literally point you as he was running?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he was saying for me to go on the field. I think so. Yeah.
Justin, there were two close misses when you went there for touchdowns. What those conversations like, one was back shoulder and then the other one was deep ball? What the conversations like between you and Taco?
Just got to forget about it, and he just needs to know that I'm gonna keep throwing the ball. I mean, he's one of the best receivers in the league, and that goes for everybody. I mean, every one of my tight ends, running backs, receivers, if they drop a ball, I'm still gonna go to them, just because I've that much confidence in them and how we play. Because I see it every day in practice how great those guys can be. So yeah.
Just look like they had a scoop and score developing there, and somehow you were laying flat and you were lost all the way to get recovered.
Yeah.
Was that just instincts? What did you see?
That was just me trying to get the ball back. I mean, I know I got the ball, I could think knocked out from behind me or something like that, and then I just saw it on the ground. I know I got tackled, and I was just trying to get to the ball, and that was definitely going to be a touchdown if I didn't get it. But I mean, I was just pure effort. I was just trying to do my part and help my team win. So. I got the first down at the end. It was just all man. Nobody was really open, and then I saw a big kind of wide hole open, and then I know, of course, first down wins the game. And I know the left end kind of grabbed me a little bit, but I just broke the tackle and tried to stay in bounds and got down. And of course, it was a big play in the game for sure.
Justin, Coach Nevy said that you've been studying the first team reps on film from practice, the ones that Andy spent on.
Mm-hmm.
What's that process like for you? What do you take away from that to help you get prepared?
I mean, yeah. So when Andy's pretty much getting the reps, I say the play back to Flip, Coach Flip, and then I just watch the play develop, of course. And then after practice, we go back and we usually run through all the plays that the offense ran during practice, and then I would just go through it by air, and then we get a scout team receiver, and then he just come over and catch the ball for me and stuff like that. So yeah.
Justin, when you watch the film of this game, what are you most anxious?
I'm just anxious to see what I messed up on and, what I have to do better. Really, I think, me personally, I didn't play well in my eyes. Of course, I played well enough to get the win, of course, but I think there's a lot of room for me to improve. So I'm just going to watch the film and see what I need to get better, see what I missed, see what I, could have done better, and just work on that.
Any plays sticking with you? You really felt like
No, not really. I felt like I saw everything well out there, and of course, having the iPads on the sideline, you get to see kind of a preview of the play and kind of what happened. So I'm just looking forward to seeing the film.
So that point, how valuable that wherever those things are that you don't feel like you did well, did you experience it out there on the field and be able to practice?
I mean, yeah, I think it's more like when you're in the moment making those mistakes, it's more how you come back. But I think when you're evaluating the film after the game, you just have to, keep that in the back of your head. And when those situations might pop up in games again, you just know where to go with the ball and, of course, what to do to protection. Pretty much whatever you need to do to make that play successful and say whatever you messed up on in this game. So. Yeah.
How comforting was it for you to have Dave point down?
I mean, yeah, David's a dog. He's one of the best running backs I've played with for sure, and just his mentality, I love it. I mean, he is just that dog mentality, and nothing can break him. So just playing with him, he gives the offense great confidence, and he's a great offensive leader for our team, and he's awesome for sure.
Justin, I'm sure you spent your whole life dreaming of a moment where you play in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you talk about extended time, do you have any vision in your head of what it would be like? And when it happens on a knee injury, the guy's running out of bounds and listen to a game all of a sudden. I think do any of those emotions rush to you at all?
No, I feel like I had more emotions last week when I was out there on the field, but this week I was just kind of calm, more calm for sure, and I was just trying to do my job to the best of my ability. So of course, being the second string quarterback, you never know when that opportunity might come for you to go in, and it happened today. So I just tried to go out there and play my best.
Just what's it like seeing the defense do what they did after you guys couldn't capitalize on it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, I'm most proud of the defense, just the way they bounced back from last week. Of course, they got a lot of heat for last week's game, and, they bounced back. I challenged the scout offense this past week. I was like, yo, we didn't do a good job last week giving our defense a look. So I tried to, go out there this past week, and I tried to, scorch our defense and just really play ball with them. And I was trying to get all the practice team receivers together and, tell them that we need to do better to get our defense better. They've definitely done it before. Right when I got here, I think I've thrown picks, a lot of picks in practice. So, I mean, of course, I'm not scared to throw picks in practice. I just throw it up for sure. But, nah, I mean, it's awesome seeing those guys go out there and do what they did, and they definitely helped the team win for sure. I'll be prepared. I'm going to do the same thing that I did this past week. And, of course, if Andy can't go, then I'll be getting reps with the first-team offense. So I think I'll even be more prepared for that than I was for today. You said, do I have time? I'm sorry? Like before this game that I have? No, I had no idea. Of course, we had some plays built in for me, but I didn't know exactly when I was going to get into the game. And then, what was your second question? I'm sorry.
Just wondering how that changed your mindset now.
That doesn't change my mindset. Like I said before, I go into practice, like I treat every rep in practice serious, like dead serious, like the game. So I'm just gonna continue to prepare the way I prepare, and just get better each and every day, and keep going.
Justin, when Coach Nagy said you're further along than he expected at this point, do you feel like you're further along than you expected?
Am I further along than I expected? I don't really set expectations. I just try to, take it day by day, and just focus on that day, focus on getting better that day. But I never really set out a plan saying I should be here on this certain date and stuff like that. So yeah. Yeah, for sure. I was actually thinking that. Of course, Flip was telling me to be smart with taking hits, especially when we were in that 4-minute situation, and just kind of be smart and, of course, get down and don't take any unnecessary hits. I just asked him how he was feeling, and, he just told me good job, and he said he was going to eat dinner later, but that's about it. Yeah, that was about it, so. Am I pleased with how I played? I don't think I'm pleased with how I played at all. I think there's a lot more in me that I have to show. And, I know that's going to come with time. I know it's not going to happen overnight, so I'm just going to keep grinding. And, no matter what happens, I know I'm meant for this. And I'm meant to be here. I think, kind of my path here has been crazy. When I was younger, I never thought I'd be in this position. So, I'm here for a reason, and I definitely think that I can play better, and I just think that this is the beginning. So I'm definitely excited for the future, and excited to get back to practice on Tuesday. Appreciate you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
How do you take, from a defensive standpoint, wow, this was a really great game, to this is who we are?
I think during the week we're just going to have to carry that along. I think that in our first week we didn't have the type of showing that we wanted, and throughout this week there was an emphasis, right, in order to bring those characteristics, energy, passion, playing hard throughout the snap, having those things as messages through the week. And then just before the game, we all reminded ourselves that this is what we want our defense to look like. And I think we came out and showed it today. As far as for continuing that, I think that's just something that we're going to have to stay on ourselves about. If this is the type of football you want to put on tape, right? And so I think that's just going to be the message going forward.
How did Sean, how,
Sometimes you got to run, man. Sometimes you just got to run. I saw him working his way, and he was wiggling through some guys, and then he popped out. And that's part of the emphasis that we were talking about is that, every play, you need to have that same burst and that same, get out the stack type mentality for those plays to come alive. Because I didn't see him pop out until I was close enough and in that space to do so. So.
Rashawn, what did you learn about him, the way he rallied the guys?
What about him?
What do you learn about him this week? Helping you guys kind of get up off the mat?
I've had Sean for 5 years, so I have a lot of history with him. I think that, when I watch him coach, I'm so proud to see him take that next step in his career that, sometimes I just watch in awe of watching a person grow, and being able to see him call a great game like he did today, you're just cheering for the guy. As far as his message for the week, that was pretty much the message in running to the ball, playing with high energy and high effort, just taking those key points and carrying them through the week. I think that we're all taking steps, towards being better. I look at a guy like Jalen, and watch how he grows. I look at a guy like Bilal Nichols and getting to watch him in my room take those steps forward, his ascension, I call it. It's fun to see. It's fun to see. It's fun to be at. So when I was young, there were guys in their 9th and 10th year, and they watched me, and they had commentary, and they taught me things or showed me ways to do things. And, sometimes it just goes in one ear and out the other until you reach that situation, right? And it hits you like, this is what he meant by that. And so getting to watch guys take those steps and ascend is pretty fun to see. No question. No doubt in my mind. Well, physically, nothing stays the same, right? You guys know. It's all about adapting to what you have now, right? So for me, I have a routine during the week where I do certain things in a certain, way so I can get to that point on the weekend where I'm just, I'm ready to go. And I think that you have to listen to your body, right, as you become a veteran. I think that you have to, not be afraid to change your routine to what benefits you. And what it really starts with for the group of guys that we have is that everybody's disciplined and they're diligent in how they carry themselves throughout the week. So if they feel something in their body, they're going to do something different in order to make themselves feel better for Sunday. And I think as long as you carry that with you and don't think that you're better than, other people, and you don't have to be disciplined and maintain yourself, we'll be okay. That was wild to me. And to have all those plays in succession was like, how is this happening? This guy's open, now he's got a pick, and now you're running. It's like, that's a lot of yards to run to celebrate, But I was after 30. I would say this, that it's important to, to not take it for granted, right? Because they don't all come like that. We've had spans here, and I don't know if it was 17, 18. It wasn't 18. But we've had spans here where, there weren't a lot of takeaways. There weren't a lot of sacks, and you're just waiting for that to pop. It's like a bubble. And we hit one today. Happy about it. It was huge. I would say this, that, everybody had a bad taste in their mouth. I know you've heard that term before. But taking that long trip, getting back in at 5 a.m. after getting beat like that, it sits with you differently. Not only are you tired, but you just got done getting whooped, So I think that sat tough with everybody, and everybody wanted to come out and play their best game. So as long as we remember that feeling, we should be good. So swagger for me isn't just, clothes and how you're dressing, right? It's a confidence, you know what I'm saying? And so when guys step out there with that confidence, you can see your teammate and you look at him in his eyes and you can see what type of swagger he has for that day. And I think that, week to week, guys may be up and guys may be down. I think that as a group, if we're able to pick each other up, we're better off, right? As a group, that one guy may not have it one week. And so, you just give him a little bit of love and you bring him along with you. That's just a game of football, honestly.
We hear you laughing about being over 30, but we see the strength it takes to get to the line of scrimmage.
I lift. I stay in the gym. I just work out. It's something that I feel like as long as you're doing something every day to make yourself a little bit better, if things don't work out, they don't work out. But I can't look at myself and say I didn't do my best to be in a good position. You know what I mean? It's easy when things are cracking and popping the way that you don't want them to say I don't want to work out that day. But you know it's going to pay dividends when you step into the season. You know, so I think that goes back into being disciplined and diligent in your routine and making sure you stay on yourself. It's interesting place to be in. I'm in it, and so I'm embracing it and taking it one day at a time. I definitely think that we, with respect to that team, I think that we imposed our will. It's been fun to watch him. I am not a quarterback analyst. I don't coach. I would just say that it's fun to watch him play, and how the quarterback will turns is beyond me. You cheer for the guy that's in there, and you want them to play their best, not just for you, but for themselves. All the things that you guys see: a really good arm, really good feet, high IQ.
What is that like as a defense? We saw the third down play late for him today for Fields. You guys worked against this in practice where it seemed like they had everything covered. And it didn't matter. Pulls that run out of the back pocket.
What about it? Give me.
What's that like to deal with that as a defense when you think you have everything covered?
I think.
This guy still has
I think that we all know that mobile quarterbacks make the game tougher on the defense, right? Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, you can name all those guys. I think that there is a great deal of benefit to having a quarterback that can move around in the pocket, get you out of a bad situation, even keep his eyes downfield, make a good throw. As I said, though, I'm not a quarterback coach. I can't tell you. You want to talk about defensive line, I'm your guy.
When you talk about creating your own energy, as a defense, did you get any juice from the crowd? Did you get any juice from the offense when it did well? What outside factors contributed?
What a cool feeling. What a cool feeling to be back in the stadium and get to look up and see the stadium full to the top, and just see people waving their towels, man. Being here as long as I have, it sits with me really well, and it gives me a certain energy and juice, and just thankful. How long did you talk to me for? How long didn't you talk to me for? Spring, give me a time. I think this. I think that I've done a good job, and I know it because I know your faces really well. I talk to all of you guys on a very consistent basis. Am I right? Am I right? Okay. I'm here for you when you need me. I'm not always going to be here, but I do love talking to the media. You guys are great. I did a reenactment of it in the locker room. You should have been there for that. I would say that it's anytime a big guy gets the football, it's a pleasure to see. You know what I'm saying? And he definitely let us feel it, right? We have a thing on Fridays where we go through and we do like a little pass scenario for the defensive line. And it's always fun to get those guys out there and see what type of hands they have. He looked good with the ball. I would say this. If I could get from behind this podium and get close to you guys, I would. I missed you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya. Pleasure.